Maniac, and I thought I'd do something a little different today. I'm taking the electric Mini out for a drive around Kansas City, kind of give you guys a tour of Kansas City. Now, what I decided to do differently is I brought along a salesperson from Volvo so I could have an unbiased opinion on this car, because as you all know, I love Minis and I'm incredibly biased about the car. So I figured it was nice to have someone else. Now, Volvo actually has quite a few hybrids and electric cars. I think one of the electrics is the XC40 now?
Yes, we're actually moving to the XC40 Recharge, which is going to be 100% fully electric. But at the moment, you can currently get the XC90, XC60, and any of our sedan models in the T8 configuration.
Cool. So there you go. I thought I'd bring somebody along who knows a little bit about Volvos. Now, I actually kind of think Volvos are pretty cool looking cars, so it seemed appropriate. But we are heading to Kansas City. We are going down to the Countryclub Plaza. This is part of our tour of Kansas City with the electric Mini. Now, I have 82% battery in this car right now and 78 miles of range currently on this car. So I'm going to show you how you can drive this car, go have your day, enjoy yourself, and not worry about the range anxiety. So we're really not going to even think about the fact that the range is dwindling down as we're doing this. Now, if it gets to the point where it's an issue, there are recharging stations nearby, so we shouldn't have an issue there. But we kind of don't want to run out of electric power anyway, so it will tell us if we run out of electric power, I'm sure, because most electric cars do that. So we are heading down to the plaza, but I'm not going to bore you with the rest of the drive as we get there, so we'll cut to it shortly. Here's the funny thing. They say the 0 to 60 time on this Mini is 7.3 seconds. I think they're lying. I think it's much quicker than that. But what's fun about it is how balanced the car is and how it feels like it handles a lot better than a regular Mini Cooper. It feels like that.
Yeah, it feels a lot more nimble personally.
Okay, so we're up here on top of a parking garage at the Countryclub Plaza in Kansas City. This is the premier shopping destination in Kansas City, Missouri. There's lots of great shopping around here, lots of great restaurants. If you look across over there, there's some great hotels, the Intercontinental as well as the Raphael. There's also several big apartment buildings. One of them is called the Hemingway Building, where Ernest Hemingway lived. And there's, of course, Nick right there, who's admiring the beautiful Mini Cooper SE. And it looks really, really good up here. It fits in perfectly with the city. So if we look down here, there's Barnes & Noble. Now, the entire Countryclub Plaza is a shopping center that was designed and basically constructed by J.C. Nichols. He was a developer in Kansas City, pretty well known, rather famous, and in some instances rather infamous, especially for his policies on his neighborhoods that he owned. But we won't go into those details. But it's a really pretty area down here. I like coming down here. My family likes coming down here. So yeah. So where should we head next?
I'm thinking we should head to the World War I Memorial.
All right, we're gonna head to Liberty Memorial. So let's get to it. Okay, so now we're at the World War I Memorial in Kansas City, otherwise known as Liberty Memorial. And this is the only National World War I Memorial and Museum. Is it the only National World War I Memorial?
Yep.
This is the only National World War I Memorial and Museum in the United States. And it's in Kansas City. It also has one of the most fantastic views of the Kansas City skyline. If you can see part of it poking out from behind the memorial, It is just a really great view, and if you go up to the top of the tower there, the view there is even more fantastic. So we're continuing our tour with the electric Mini in Kansas City, Missouri. And where should we head to next?
I'm thinking, what about Power and Light?
Power and Light? That sounds like a good place. So we're on a mad dash basically around Kansas City to see all the sights and see how long we can keep the car charged. So let's continue with the electric Mini, and maybe I should drive this time?
Yep, you can drive.
I'll drive. So a quick stop on our way to Power and Light. This is Union Station in Kansas City. It was, when was it built?
I believe it was built in the early 1900s.
Early 1900s. This is also the site of the Kansas City Massacre. What was it, June?
It was June 17th, 1932, I believe. It's when Pretty Boy Floyd got in a shootout with the Kansas City police. And in fact, if we walk over there, you can actually still see the bullet holes in the granite.
So if you look up there, there's actually a bullet hole in the stone. That's pretty crazy. And where's the other? You said there was ricochets.
I believe there was another one right up over here. Actually.
Oh, there's another scrap. And there's a bullet hole in the granite as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Kansas City police were transporting Frank Nash. He was a known criminal. They were getting off the train here in Kansas City. And Pretty Boy Floyd's gang tried to pick him back up, and they got in a really bad shootout with the police department here in Kansas City.
And if you look right here, here's the plaque. Okay, now let's head back in the electric Mini to Power and Light, which seems very appropriate given that we're driving an electric car. So from this vantage point, you have a great view of Liberty Memorial up the hill toward Union Station. And there's a T-Rex with a mask on. Now up there is the Crown Center. That's basically owned by Hallmark. That is their Hallmark headquarters, basically, over there. And as we all know, Hallmark's a big institution in Kansas City. So we're down here in downtown Kansas City. We're at the President Hotel and still testing out the electric Mini. Still got plenty of range. And it's actually a nice day out, even with the haziness that was going on. So lots going on around here. And we got this great little car to do it with. Now, I have a little bit of history associated with the President Hotel. My dad worked for a company that did all the cabinetry in this building when they were renovating it. So we were still heading to Power and Light, weren't we? Yep. All right, well, let's get to it. So up ahead right there is the Sprint Center. This is the college basketball experience right there. This is where a lot of the Big 12 basketball games are played at. So pretty cool, and it's right next to Power and Light. So here we are at the Power and Light District. Pretty cool. And right across from the Sprint Center. Nice view down to the other part of Kansas City. And of course we have the electric Mini still. And what's our range now? I think we're at 68 miles still?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, so we have 68 miles of range left on the electric Mini, and I think we're gonna head to the TWA Museum.
Yep.
So we're heading to the TWA Museum. That's over across the bridge and probably about 5 miles from here.
Somewhere about, yep.
Maybe give or take. But let's head over there and we'll keep going. out here at Wheeler Airport, downtown airport, and this is also the site of the TWA Museum. So there's a bunch of old hangars on this side, on the east side of the airfield, including this one, and there's a bunch of airplanes around here too. So I would show you an airplane, but we're on the opposite side of the hangar. But we currently have 61 miles of range left on the electric Mini, and I think we might need to stop and find some place to get something to drink. So we'll get back to you guys at the next stop. Where are we going to stop next, you think?
Well, let's give them a quick surprise. Let's see.
We're just going to surprise you. So we continue our sightseeing tour with the electric Mini at the Kauffman Center for the Performing Arts, or as I like to call it, the Kansas City Opera House. So we are down here in the Crossroads Art District. So lots of art galleries down here, lots of restaurants. It's a fun place to go on a Friday night. They have a First Fridays down here, which is awesome. And I haven't been to one in a while, so I might have to do it again at some point. But we're just sitting over here by this vacant lot with the Mini, and what do you think of the Mini so far?
The Mini's great. That thing, it's soft, it's comfortable, and that thing just picks up and goes.
Yeah. So we have about 59 miles of range left on this car. We started off with about, what, 90? We had about 90 miles of range, and now we're off to 59 miles of range, and we're still not done. We still have a lot of stuff to cover. But look at that view over there of the skyline. There's lots of Kansas City out here to see. So I think we need to go down to the freight house.
Yep, we need to go grab something to eat.
Yeah. So we're down here on the back side of Union Station at the freight house. And this is where Lydia's and Jack Stack Barbecue is. Now, Kansas City is known for their barbecue, so there's lots of barbecue restaurants around Kansas City. And Jack Stack's is one of the best ones. Then there's Joe's Barbecue.
There's Jack Stack, there's Sarda's, Gates, Oklahoma Joe's. We've got everything.
Yeah, so there's lots of barbecue in Kansas City. And some interesting sculptures. This looks like a giant cake pop. And I think it usually has water or something growing around it. Or is that another one around here? I don't know. It does look like a giant cake pop though, which makes me hungry, which means we need to go get some food.
We really should.
We really should. Now over there is Stewart Hall. These are all old warehouses, and a lot of them are converted into lofts. And I know some people who've lived in these lofts down here, and it's an awesome place to live. That giant tower right there used to be a vacant lot where they had food trucks. And now it's probably a great view of the city. But it's just really pretty around here. If you like urban environment, Kansas City has a lot of nice places to go and explore. So let's go get food. Now, the whole premise of this video today to share with you all was the fact that I wanted to show that you can use the electric Mini for everyday driving, everyday trips around your town, around your city, and you won't have to worry about the range. I know people talk about range anxiety when they're talking about electric cars. So the whole point of this was to show that you can do everything you need to do with the electric Mini and not worry about the fact that not worry about the range. In fact, we stopped at the Crown Center to have lunch, and we parked the car in an electric car charging point. Now, we didn't have any way of actually using it because you have to have a contactless card apparently to access the machine. But it does show that there's enough electronic charging spaces for electric cars around the city that you can go about your business every day and then plug the car in and charge it up and not worry about the fact that you might not have enough energy to get home, because you will. You'll have plenty of electric power to get home. You'll have plenty of electric power to go about your business all day long. So that was the whole point of doing this, is to show that you could do that and at the same time have a fun tour around Kansas City. So I hope you enjoyed that little trip around Kansas City. If you haven't visited Kansas City, you should definitely come out and check it out. It's pretty cool. But anywho, back to the video. So of course we end our drive around Kansas City at the Nelson Atkins Museum. And apparently they closed off the front drive right now. But What were your impressions of the electric Mini?
This is actually my first time driving and riding in the new electric Mini. I think that it's super stable. It goes well into corners. I can't wait to see what kind of full range this thing gets. But overall, I would personally go buy one. I love it. It still holds that little go-kart and cute theme that Mini's so well known for.
Well, you heard it here from a Volvo salesperson. So if he likes it, then I think you'll like it as well. The 2021 Mini Cooper SE is available at your local Mini dealership. If you contact them and place an order, you get one probably within 2-3 months or so, and you can configure it however you wish. I believe it's a $500 deposit to put an order on one of these cars currently, as they do not have them on the dealer lots. But if you really want one badly, go get one, and there might be one that pops up on your dealer lot as a demo car. This is a demo car. This is actually a pre-production car, so the range is a little lower, and it has a few quirks in it that the factory cars that you'll get as your new car don't have. So it was a little different to drive. But all in all, I think it was great. I think it was fun to have this around. And what is our current range here? Because we've drove a lot today. We drove a lot, and if I go in here and check the range here, 57% battery, 50 miles to go. So there you have it. We've been around the entire city in the electric Mini, and we still have 50 miles of range, so we could go even further. But I'm gonna take the car back over to the dealership because we need to charge it back up for the next person, and this car is gonna be leaving the Mini dealership soon to head off to the next one. So this was a great time to actually get a chance to drive this car, and I'm looking forward to another one popping up on the lot that I actually get to do a little bit more with when it becomes a standard car that you get on the lot frequently. But I want to thank you all for watching. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel as I upload videos every Friday at 2 p.m. Check out my playlist on the electric Mini. And before I let you go, I'm just going to remind you all that life is too short to drive a boring car. So drive a Mini. I'll catch you all in the next video.